Every now and then, someone asks me why I don't make a video talking about what I don't like about Doom Eternal, and my answer is always the same: I already did that. In my definitive Doom Eternal review, I mentioned several things I straight up don't like about the game, and there's another video talking about things I want added or changed. And I don't like focusing on the bugs of Doom Eternal, because I simply find it to be an uninteresting topic. To me, there's nothing to learn from it as a player. Everyone knows about these bugs, so ultimately a video about bugs leaves us with the conclusion of, yeah, they should fix that stuff. I find it much more interesting to talk about the game's systems, the synergy between the microwave beam and full auto, how certain enemy encounters push you to play outside of your current comfortable playstyle. I like to be inspired by the content I make, whether it be about this game or one of the many others I've covered on this channel. However, the bug situation is a problem. They cause the experience to be regularly interrupted and even drive talented, valuable players away from the game entirely, and understandably so. I've thought about making a video on it for a long time, but I always put it off in favor of something I find more exciting and positive and something I think will enhance people's experience. When something launches in a poor state like the Super Gore Nest Master level, the community gets upset. And it's not about the bugs. It's about bugs on top of bugs. It's not like major bugs got addressed and then there's new bugs to be fixed in an update. We just end up with more bugs than we had before. It pisses people off. Fortunately, the majority of the issues with the Super Gore Nest Master level were quickly fixed. Now let's get rid of that chain gun pew sound that can't be lowered through the audio options. I don't want to be too upset about buggy launches in the current global situation. I can't imagine how complicated it is to coordinate hundreds of people working from home. You can't call your supervisor over to your desk and sit them down at your computer to test out some issue you found. This world sucks right now, and I know it's no fun to work like this. I get it. I would love for id Software to put together a team of players under a non-disclosure contract to play any future content before launch. Get 10 to 20 players together on different systems to play the game a bunch and tell you what's wrong with it, and then make it public. And I'm not asking to be included. I would if they asked me, but I don't care. I just want these things to come out better. The persistent issues of this game are well known. We have zooming cacos, marauders not faltering when they're on sloped surfaces, the occasional chainsaw not giving ammo, the rare ballista shot not coming out during quick switch combos, getting zoomed out into the great beyond, shield guys not dropping their shield with the meat hook connecting to enemies but you not moving at all, an enemy standing still in one place and not moving, BFG crashing the game, breaking a Mancubus weak point but the other one breaks instead, lost souls acting like escaped mental patients, all these things ranging in degrees of frequency and seriousness. But really it comes down to the big three: Blood Punch failure, Falter inconsistency, and Chainsaw no target. These three mechanics are vital to the design of Doom Eternal. id Software is aware of these issues, but they are apparently hard to fix. First, the Blood Punch. It doesn't work, and I can't figure out why it doesn't work. You'll go in for a Blood Punch on a Cyber Mancubus and it won't trigger. But then you'll Blood Punch a freaking buff totem twice.
Oh, let me get that. Why? Why did you just use both of my blood punches on a buff totem?
This thing needs to be completely reworked so it doesn't activate automatically when the game thinks it's right. The best solution I've heard for this is manual activation, making the Blood Punch activate by holding the melee button. You can make the regular melee come out by tapping the punch button, but if you hold the punch button for more than a sixth of a second, the Blood Punch comes out, no matter what. Even if you're punching at nothing but air, holding the button causes the Blood Punch to activate. That way it always comes out when you want it. Next is the faltering system. As Hugo said,
the grenade and the Blood Punch are guaranteed falters.
Well, they are not guaranteed. Let's watch this Hell Knight be affected by a grenade. Sometimes his falter animation is different, and sometimes the falter doesn't happen at all. And here is what I believe to be a Hell Knight in the early frames of his jump animation, registering the falter effect, and then overwriting the falter with a restart of his jump animation, then resuming the falter in midair. So if enemies are overwriting falters because of previously initiated animations, maybe that has something to do with the failure of falter states in general? I don't know. Enemy falters should be #1 priority over every animation in the game except for chainsaw kills and glory kills. No matter what the enemy is doing, if they are hit with something that falters, they should be faltered. Unless it's something like a remote detonation rocket activating shortly after a previous falter, so they can't be continuously stun locked. But whether it's a grenade, blood punch, remote detonation rocket, that rune that causes a concussive blast, the microwave beam explosion, any of it, the enemy should falter. One falter animation with a universal duration. In a game that is so adamant about clearly communicating information to the player, this mechanic needs to be crystal clear and consistent. Because we're tired of faltering a Cyber Mancubus and going in for the blood punch just to get blasted in the face because he pops out of the falter animation. Finally, the chainsaw no target. This shouldn't happen ever. I don't care what the enemy is doing. Attacking, jumping, climbing, faltered, whatever. If it's in front of me, it should be chainsawed immediately. Yank it out of its current animation and put it on top of my chainsaw. Even if it looks weird to teleport us a bit, the function of the chainsaw takes priority over visual consistency. The chainsaw is frequently used for its invincibility frames on a high level, and it's unacceptable that you can chase down an imp that's right in front of you and get 3 or 4 no targets in a row just because he's jumping or climbing on a ledge. I don't know how things work at a game studio, but if I were in charge, I would put together a team of 3 programmers and say, your job is to figure out what the hell is happening and how to fix it. And if that means the next DLC gets delayed by a month, fine. This game has a passionate and enthusiastic fan base that loves this game, but is also getting increasingly irritated by the problems we constantly face. Hugo said this before the game came out.
You have to feel like the game didn't screw you over, you messed up. You have to know why you messed up, where you messed up, and if that's the case and you know it's on you, then you're highly motivated to go back. Like, if it's the game that you feel like screwed you, where you were like, what the fuck, dude spawned behind me, hit scan weapons, like what am I supposed to do? You won't want to die. Well, I shouldn't say that, but like, you'd be less likely to want to dive in.
And it's true, that's not fun. So id Software, please, we are begging you, talk to us about these problems, and tell us what the plan in progress is. Because I'm certain that if nothing changes and more content comes out with problems, the negativity is going to grow and this community isn't going to be such a nice place to be anymore. I say this with absolute love for what you do. Nobody loves your game like I do. So please, talk to us, help us, and we'll be here to support you however you need. This is Mayo, last survivor of the Blood Punch glitch, signing off.